Victory cigar, my man Dan. We just won this draft. The job is done. AJ Brown, Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis. That's what I'm talking about. Let's celebrate. I need some Cubanos, though. I need some Cubanos. You gotta go on. Let's go.
Without further ado, let's bring our friend Philly.500 in here. I thought of him all weekend long. By the way, don't forget Gary Cobb, hour number 2 at 4:30. So I'm going to read you that. Look at him smoking his cigar, man.
Victory cigar, my man Dan. We just won this draft. The job is done. AJ Brown, Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis. That's what I'm talking about. Let's celebrate. I need some Cubanos, though. I need some Cubanos. You gotta go on. Let's go.
Hey, how about this, man? How about this offseason? Give me your thoughts now on this football team. Let me read it to you here. Okay. Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, Dallas Goedert, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Isaac at guard, Lane Johnson at right tackle. What do you make of that group now as we head into training camp or mini camp?
I think it's one of the best offenses in the National Football League. And if you took Hurts out of it, and let's say you put Herbert in there, or you put any of these other good quarterbacks, you could say that they would have the best offense in the league. So Jalen Hurts has everything. I mean, I think that's elite. Best receiving core in the division, at least. Best offensive line in the National Football League. Good running game. Great tight end. I mean, they're loaded.
Best offense in the NFC East?
Yeah.
Better than Dallas here. Let me give you defense. Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Josh Sweat, with Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave having Jordan Davis in the rotation, Kaiser White, Nakobe Dean, TJ Edwards, Darius Slay, Epps, Harris, and Maddox. Have they improved that defensive front, and have they improved that defense?
The defensive front and the linebackers are dramatically improved. Where they have a hole is safety and corner, as everybody in the world knows. But, I mean, the front is way better than it was a year ago, just adding Reddick. And then if you look at the linebackers, I mean, the linebackers, White, Dean, and Hassan Reddick are all huge upgrades. I don't remember an Eagles linebacking core since Ed Jordan, Byron Evans, Jesse Small, William Thomas, It's been a while.
How about this, Philly? Josh Sweat, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Hassan Reddick, Brandon Graham, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, Derek Barnett. That's your rotation. Is this better? Is this a better front seven when it comes to depth and the starters than the Super Bowl 2017 defense?
It's up there. Yeah, it really is up there. The only thing I'll say is I worry about Brandon Graham coming back from the Achilles, and Fletcher Cox was a little older than he was. He's not as dominating as he was in 2017. But, yeah, I think it is. I also don't think you had a Hassan Reddick on that team that could get double-digit sacks. You do have that now.
Your overall thought on the draft here: Jordan Davis, Cam Jurgens, Nakobe Dean in the third, Kyron Johnson, the tight end, in the fifth. I know they gave up assets to go get A.J. Brown, but just your thoughts again on how – because look what he did here. Defensive tackle, offensive line, linebacker, edge rusher, and depth in tight end. Did he address needs on this team still?
Yeah, he did. He did, but I know some people are complaining we should have got Kyle Hamilton, but Jordan Davis was the pick. The Eagles' defense is predicated on their defensive line. You have to think about the draft, not just next year, but 2-3 years down the road. You had to take Jordan Davis. A.J. Brown, there's another guy who I think, is not just a guy who's going to help you next year, but he's just 24 years old. Jurgens, future starter. I think you got at least 4 starters, 4 guys that are Pro Bowl caliber type players in this draft down the road at some point. And then, of course, the steal of the draft is Nakobe Dean. I still don't understand what happened. Like, something is wrong, because he's saying he's ready to go minicamp. People are saying he needs surgery. Somebody sounds like somebody was messing with.
I'm gonna tell you what happens, Philly, when you go from the combines, pro days, and somebody starts throwing things out about you when you're being evaluated. Okay. From what I understand, he didn't want to do all the drills at his pro day. Mm-hmm. He also didn't do all the drills at the combines. And then what you get is you have agents out there talking about other players, which if you're in the ear enough, you know what they always say, you keep telling the lie eventually becomes reality. And that's what people started doing. And so he fell. This is notorious. It goes on like this all the time, where you see guys like Dan Marino fall. You see Aaron, remember something, Alex Smith was projected as a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you have agents, and sometimes you don't have the PR machine that some of these players have, like CAA versus, look at Lamar Jackson. His mom is his guy. Right. Okay, so I mean, they fall like this sometimes, and plus you get it, you fall into this. Well, he played with so many great football players. They were just hiding him, which wasn't really the case, okay?
Right.
So to me, that's kind of what happened here. We see it every year with certain players. I agree with you. I think he's a cover 2 linebacker in today's NFL. I made a comparison to you, I think, a couple days ago with Denzel Perryman. Denzel Perryman's 5'10", like 210 pounds. And if he can play in this league, Nakobe Dean can play in this league. I think they've absolutely gotten better. I would say this to you, though, right? Jalen Hurts has no excuses now.
No excuses. No excuses. He's got everything he needs. The team did right by him. I mean, they never gave Carson Wentz this much help. It took them to 04 to get McNabb this kind of help. They got Hurts help at the right time with the right guys. And it's all this whole season right now is about Hurts. We could talk about the offensive team and what's around them, the defense, but they go as Hurts goes. And that's what this whole thing is about, is finding out if he is or isn't the guy. And you know what? If he goes out and he stinks, I can live with it, because I know the Eagles did everything right to evaluate him, and then we go find the guy. So to me, it's a win-win situation.
It is, because they've set the team up for someone to come in and it's turnkey and it's ready to go. If he's not the guy. You know, the Dolphins are in the same position.
Yeah.
With Tua, okay? I'll say this to you about A.J. Brown. You know what? I racked my brain over the weekend figuring out what the hell Tennessee was thinking on letting a top 10 wide receiver who was an A-plus. This is the move of the offseason, dude. Right here. This A.J. Brown deal. Jordan Davis is a fine ball player. This guy is a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro. He is a game-changing guy.
Right.
He is a yak guy. He's a guy that's going to run people over.
Yeah.
If you're Derrick Henry, now you have more heat on you.
Right.
In that offense.
Well, and he's 24. He's as old as some of the guys that came out of the draft.
Insane.
Yeah. This reminds me of back in the day when the Eagles started letting Keith Jackson go, Reggie White go. And it's like Tennessee is a team that is really are Super Bowl contenders on the verge of a championship. And you're going to get caught up over a contract and let one of your foundational pieces, a stud wide receiver, go at 24 years old. That's the move of losers, in my opinion. It just is.
What is going to be positions that we're going to have to look at? He addressed a lot of positions in this offseason as we go in to the 2022 mini camps and training camps, and then eventually into the regular season. It's going to be quarterback, would we say running back, and defensive backs. Is that correct? Those are the three.
I would say positions. I'd say corner, safety, quarterback, and the other position I'm going to put out there is I still think they need long-term another defensive end. I want to see another pass rusher rise up. Somebody, because Brandon Graham's come back from a torn Achilles. I don't know how ready he's going to be at the beginning of the year. I know what Reddick could do, but I thought Josh Sweat played good at the end of the year, but a slow start. Derek Barnett stinks. And I would like to see, another pass rusher on that team.
How about this, too, where Howie gets put in a position now? Let's say the Eagles are playing exceptionally well now, and all of a sudden you're getting towards the trading deadline, and you want to do a solid for Fletcher Cox, and you send him to an AFC team that's in need of a run stopper, and you go and you get yourself a third-round draft choice. Davis has been playing well enough. You put him in there. You're so deep on the front seven as it is. Would that be something, too, that there would eventually – and by the way, lowering that contract from 18 to 14 makes it doable for them to pick up maybe 10 or 15% of that contract. And if you're a contender, you're picking that guy up for maybe $7 million. And get this, you could get in return another 2 or 3, depending on what his production is.
If Davis is playing that well,
a 1-year deal, Philly.
Right, he's got a 1-year deal. But if Davis is playing that well, and you're in the division hunt, and you're competing for playoff spot, and you still can move Fletcher Cox, that would be even more amazing. I would think, though, if they're in the hunt, then they wouldn't get rid of him. They may acquire somebody. They may bring somebody in. I still think that there's a move to be made at corner. I don't think they're going to go out and get a safety now that Matthew is gone.
Yeah.
I don't think they go out and get a safety, but I do think they're going to get a corner. I do think they're going to bring a veteran corner in. But, I'm trying not to panic. I'm going, it's May. It's May. May. Eat some gabagool and shut up. It's May. Because
what do you make of this Carson? What do you make of this Carson kid being given an opportunity to come in and play?
Carson Strong, the new greatest quarterback ever.
Hey, Philly, giving him $300,000. I mean, that's just not, hey, shits and giggles. You know what I mean?
I think it's a great opportunity to bring a kid. Obviously, he's got some arm talent. Bring him in, see what you got. You don't have to give up a pick for him. See if he can develop. But I mean, if he develops what? To the backup for Hurts after next year when Minshew goes? I mean, the hope is, for me, that Jalen Hurts goes out and is so good that we can say, hey, you know what? This kid could be a backup. We're going to now go into the draft, and we got 2 first-round picks. We don't have to worry about quarterback. Let's get let's get a corner, let's get an end, whatever they need, and then go win a Super Bowl. So I mean, it's hard for me to get think that an undrafted free agent quarterback is going to come over and take over right away. But I mean, if he can develop them for nothing, you didn't give up any picks. Go ahead.
Here, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, free agent quarterbacks that have played in the NFL. Kurt Warner, Tony Romo was also an undrafted free agent. Jeff Garcia was an undrafted free agent. So it has happened.
Yeah,
where a guy has stepped in, but man, that's a diamond in a haystack. You know what I mean? I mean, finding, if you think you're going to find the next Dan Marino or the next Peyton Manning as an undrafted kid, especially in a class like this that wasn't really redeemed very highly and thought of very highly, I think you're really looking. What pressure on Nick Sirianni though too now, right? You agree?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so.
Are you a fan? Are you sold on him?
Yeah, you know what? When they first hired him, I kind of liked what he said. Then when we got early in the season, I was like, oh, this guy don't know what the hell he's doing. Then all of a sudden, he started to change his offense. And when he changed his offense, I started to respect him because I think it was Dick Vermeil. Somebody said that a good coach takes the talent around him and develops his system on that, not try to fit a square hole, square peg in a round hole. And he did that. So I gained a lot of respect for him. And what I want to see him do is now adjust it again. But I do like him. I do. He's a Paisan, cannoli eating gabagool guy. I'm rooting for him.
Hey, Xander, do me a favor. Put up Patriot again. I didn't get a chance to read it. I want Philly to see it. At least we seem to have an organization that cares about winning and competing. There are organizations that lack being complacent. Much respect to Dan and 500. Brother, you know
Washington.
Here's the other hidden gem in this. The age of the team is going the other way in youth. We're not talking about old dudes like the 7. Do you agree? That was the difference between the 17 team and what's being built here. Yeah. That team was built with old dudes. This team is being built with guys in their 20s.
This guy, Dan Sileo, is a genius, because that's exactly what I've been thinking too. I like the way they're constructing this team way better than that team, because that team, you brought in Torrey Smith, Alshon Jeffrey, you were resigning older guys. The nucleus of this team is young. It's young. And I'd rather be competitive for 5, 6, 7, 8 years,
Okay.
Genius.
NFC East champions, and can they make it to the NFC title game?
Yeah, I think NFC East champions is a very good possibility. If Jalen Hurts takes the next step, they could go to the championship game. I think if he throws over 25 touchdowns, between 25 30 touchdowns, maybe rushes for another 7 to 8 of them, I think they could go to the NFC championship game. I do.
So if he's responsible for 25 touchdowns and throws for 4,200 yards, delivers the NFC East flag, we're good. And they're gonna. You think they turn the keys over to him?
I think they do. Yeah, I do.
Or do you think that decision's already been made?
No,
that they're not sold on him.
I don't think it's been made. I mean, based upon everything we've heard with Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, I don't think it's based upon. But I think what they're saying is, listen, we're going to go out and we're going to give this kid a chance. We like him. Let's give him every opportunity. But if he can't do it, we have a young nucleus. We just got to find the right guy to come in, and he's ready to go. I mean, any quarterback that comes in, if Hurts don't work out, has got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. He's loaded. So, to me, I think that's how they look at it, But I think they did him right. They did him right, and they gave him the best chance to succeed. That's what I'm happy about.
Absolutely, brother. You are awesome as always. Man, make sure you check out his podcast as well. Dude, always awesome to have you on, man.
You know it, man. I'm going to go smoke some more stogies, celebrate. Yeah, we won this draft, baby. It's time for football. You know what I mean?
You bet, man. It's time for a cheesesteak sandwich, man. I'm already hungry, brother. Yeah. Thank you, man, for stepping in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys, man.
Hit the like button. Philly.500, our boy there, man. Hey, by the way, weaknesses on the football team. Where are they? And I'm going to ask you the question. Do you think the Eagles have a preconceived notion on Jalen Hurts? Okay? Do you? Do you think they already have an opinion on him, on whether or not he's the guy? All right, guys, do me a favor. Hit the like button. And I know you like Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. Means this to you, okay? Finding that attorney is one of the most important things that you can possibly do. And John Morgan has told me this for over 25 years. Getting that attorney so that you get the fair compensation is one of the most important things. Trust me when I tell you, I know John over 25 years. For the people, it's not a slogan. It's who they are. It's what they do. Over the last 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has brought in about $13 billion in compensation for their clients. Look, man, with the army of attorneys and offices in Philadelphia, New York, Florida, all across the country, size matters, okay? Size matters here. And Morgan & Morgan is the biggest firm in the country. They are the firm that you want when you want to go get your fair compensation. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's 800-512-1600. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor. Tell them your boy Big Silz sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.